wrote you a love letter, but you threw my heart away, should've known better. There's no easy way out of this mess we created. Summer in the cold weather, when you said tomorrow, I thought you meant forever. Now all I can do is reminisce, alone and faded. I know it sounds batshit crazy, all I think about is you lately. Tryna let it all go tonight, cause tomorrow there be nothing left to decide. Oh baby, dream the little dream I'll be your baby. Give it little time inside of maybe. Want you in my arms and I'll feel alright. Cause you make me feel naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah. You make me feel naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah. You make me feel naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah. You make me feel naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're my anchor in the storm. Hands up and I'll throw away the keys. I'm focused and losing control. Have you noticed what you've been doing to me? Got me chained, never ever let loose. You say here we go again, same news. Yeah, you've been here all night, watching me dancing in the moonlight. I know it sounds batshit crazy, all I think about is you lately. Tryna let it all go tonight, cause tomorrow there be nothing left to decide. Oh baby, dream the little dream I'll be your baby. Give it little time inside of maybe. Want you in my
Hey, what's up, Vinko? How goes it?
Naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah. You make me feel naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah. You make me feel naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah. You make me feel naughty, yeah, naughty, yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't have my mic was on. You probably couldn't even hear me. What's up, Vinko?
So be mine.
What's up, what's up?
I'll be waiting all night. I'll be waiting all night.
I have no idea how long this is gonna be. So,
Be mine. I'll be waiting all night.
we'll find out.
Waiting all night. Nah, nah, nah.
Hey, we got lucky then. By the way, it's been only Davida since the stream ended yesterday. Actually just been looping Davida. Like, insane. Yeah, I think the one that I was thinking of that sucked was... Hey, the VOD's still up. I don't think it got muted, so you could skip around if you want. That's a long VOD, actually. Yeah, let me fix my camera real quick.
Till we can find your soul, then it's really tough luck. We in Chicago, the same feeling too, like
Get my camera all figured out. For some reason, it resets the frame rate every time I freaking close my Streamlabs. So obnoxious. Everyone I talk to that uses a webcam has the same problem. Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff from each showcase. Let me pull up the gaming mode.
You want the world, then I'll give it to you. You want the soul, yeah, I'll steal it.
Listen, she's like the hottest gamer, so if I'm gonna promote gaming, I should use pictures of her and Mina exclusively, I think. I wanted the one, I couldn't find it because I didn't have the screenshot of it already. But I wanted the one... Davida, you are too, your gorgeous voice is too loud. I was trying to find the one where she has like the DS or whatever it was when she was standing in line. So yeah, I figure if I'm doing gaming things, I gotta just, let's use all the hot gamers. It makes sense to me, at least. Naughty just played. We'll play Ride For Me short. I'm obsessed with this song, Chad. Let me get the notepad out so that I can take notes for day 2. And yeah, we probably are going straight into... It depends how long the Tribeca thing is. But the plan is to go straight into catch-up this catch-up stuff we didn't get done yesterday, so. Cause I'm bad enough, I'm bro enough. Why is Davida so hot? I don't understand. Don't understand. 43 is way too big for a desk, though. Like, I thought I was getting a 32 and I got a 27, and I'm so glad I got a 27. Because a 32 would have been way too big. Yeah. Like, you're entering TV territory. Anything above 30. So. Not shit. But the mother bitches is not shit. Okay, Dawn. No, definitely not. Like, I mean, if you're sitting really far away from it.
The city is back, and it's exciting.
Sorry, this is really loud.
It's a fantastic film festival that really gets to the soul and the heart of downtown New York filmmaking.
Yeah, it's interesting that Tribeca has spun off into their game festival.
We pull it all together with films, games, immersive experience.
They've kind of rolled E3 into their Tribeca Film Festival.
There are so many
Let's
more
go,
things
gamers.
that games can be.
Ever since I was a kid, I would play video games 24/7.
Every time I wanted to relax, every time I wanted to.
If you guys have more
step
stuff that I
out of the world
missed
for a bit.
to add to,
some people might say, "Well, go read a book," and I'm like, "I don't want to read a book.
I don't want to read a book.
An interactive adventure.
Sublid.
I want to feel like I'm part of the story."
To be fair, game stories are different. Oh, you guys remember this cool weird soccer game where everything's pink scale?
Strike odds?
Yeah, if you just exclamation point playlist. We got through
Nightscape.
The Expanse.
What did we get to?
Welcome.
Welcome to Tribeca Games.
We got through Davida, so there's not that much stuff left. But if you have stuff that I need to add, let me know that I missed.
I must have climbed the hill behind the house 100 times.
Jeff has basically created E3 again, so it's all good.
But after that hill, there's another. And then another again. And after all that, then that's the sea. And I've never been there.
A Highland Song is a narrative adventure game.
That's a cute idea.
In the wilds of the Scottish Highlands. You play as Moira McKinnon, a teenager on
Who needs
her way
E3
to
when
sea
we
for
have
the
Jeff
first time.
Keighley?
But to get there, you're going to have to find your way through the wild mountains and the valleys. You'll have to survive the weather.
Am I somewhat centered?
And learn a bit
Yeah,
about the stories and the history of the Highlands on the way.
Inkle is an independent game studio based in the UK, and we specialise in narrative
Overboard.
games. So we make games in all sorts of genres.
Oh, this was the game
Our main
that.
focus is on games that tell really
No,
strong
never mind.
stories.
I don't know what this is.
Our most famous game is
What's up,
probably
Ariama?
80 Days,
Hello,
an
hello.
adaptation of Jules Verne's classic novel.
The main hook of 80 Days is that you can go around the world any way you like. The way
Literature
that
games,
Highland
chat.
Song works is extremely similar to
Anybody's
80
favorite
Days.
game, a literature
You
game?
start in one particular point, and you can choose all sorts of different routes through the Highlands in order to reach your goal. But it also ends
No, this game looks
at a
pretty.
single point because you're trying to reach the lighthouse where your Uncle Hamish lives.
I think I would be bored.
Finding
keep
the
it
right
real.
gameplay.
Think
for a
I
game
would
like
be
Highland
bored.
Song could be really difficult. Gameplay is usually built around loops.
What stream am I watching? The just the Game Awards
You
stream,
want to
but
make sure
it's
that
the
characters aren't
Tribeca
doing
Games
anything
Fest.
just for the sake of gameplay, but everything the characters
It's all
do has
indies
to make
again
sense
today.
within the narrative.
So the reason that we've essentially created our very first platforming game is that it just makes sense for the character within this scenario.
The music is really
to be
charming.
Jumping and scrambling over rocks. And it even has a rhythm action mechanic. So in many ways, it's the most gamey game that we've ever created.
Moira's
up,
platforming
Max?
abilities in a Highland Song are quite realistic. She has a limited amount of time that she can climb.
That's cool.
She gets hurt if she falls too far. She can rest to recover.
I like that the
She gets affected by
animations on the
weather
character are
and
really
affected by
detailed,
nighttime
actually.
and affected by cold. A lot of our mechanics are built around the tension between knowing where you are and being lost. We have a map mechanic, which is all about that. It's about finding little pockets of knowledge, learning the names of peaks, and understanding the history.
Is someone else reacting to it? I wonder if they're watching the IGN stream or something. Because I'm just on the Game Awards show. Or maybe it's really behind on YouTube because I'm on the Twitch.
2D illustration. We love how
I remember last year that YouTube was way delayed.
Characters. Even when we made 3D games, we still had 2D characters because we loved the overall effect.
What's this game called? Keep Climbing, I think? Yeah. I remember last year the YouTube one
when I was a teenager,
really...
I went up into the Scottish Highlands with 3 friends and we got lost and we had to stumble through rivers and bogs. It was really quite a chilling, scary experience. My parents are art historians, and that there was always one painting in particular that they had that I used to love as a child. It had a little ruined castle by love.
I love this game though because it's made by people that clearly just love the Scottish Highlands.
Brown color palette that was just so characteristic.
Hey, let's go.
So going for a really painterly aesthetic was a way to capture that. The more modern take on
Got
that is
the twice merch coming through
of concept artists such as Paul Scott Canavan, who we worked with on this project, and he came up with this really beautiful way of hand painting rocks and trees and grass.
Yeah, I really like the backgrounds. Yeah, I got photo cards.
Collage, but then all built up so that the overall effect
yes, sir.
Of a painting coming to life.
When people play a Highland song, I really want them to come away with a strong sense of the place, the Highlands themselves. There's this tension in that place between being full of story and history and the marks left behind by people, whether that's ruined farmhouses or whether that's just the names attached to the various peaks and the stories behind those names, which often go back a very, very long way indeed.
Sorry, Jess.
When I first kind of conceived of the game, I tried to forget everything about what games we'd made as a studio before, what games are out there, and I just
like the hand painted.
What do I want on my Switch?
Backgrounds
for
are
me to
really
play
pretty
right now, and pretty much a Highland song, as the way it looks and feels, popped into my head, and I can't be prouder of what we've created.
A Highland Song. That was the name of the game. A pretty game. Goodbye, Volcano High. Oh, I remember this game.
Co-op is a game studio.
This is the furry.
Originally in Montreal.
This is the
but
furry.
Is now remote and worldwide. It is
the furry narrative
Basically, that
game.
means that we make all major decisions
Co-op.
together. We decide whether
it's close. It does look
4 days
close.
or 5 days. Spoiler alert, we decided to do 4 days a long time ago.
We present concepts when we are starting to put together things. And we all
K-pop studios
think is what everybody would like to work on.
And you feel more attached to what you're making.
Her mic is clipping really bad.
You chose it.
It was really important for us to feel like this was a different space where people actually could be the voices behind the games that we make.
We are the makers of some charming, fun games like Winding Worlds and Nog, and the upcoming Goodbye Volcano High.
Goodbye Volcano High is a cinematic visual novel about dinosaurs in their final year of high school. At the start of the year, they find out that a meteor is...
Yeah, I remember this.
And the game is about asking yourself, what would you do if you had 1 year left? Who would you be? Who would you want to love? And how would you want to go out?
I vote yes.
This game
I
is
don't think
not
this is
for
a
me.
Voting type situation.
I mean, it does kind of belong to all of us. Or it was supposed to.
I like that it's voice acted, though.
You did a great job.
I think the difference between visual novels with voice acting and visual novels that don't have voice acting is
We chose
very
dinosaurs
high.
for Goodbye Volcano High for a couple of reasons.
Originally, when we presented,
Because the whole thing's about the story and the characters. So if you have voice acting, I think that goes a long way.
Because like at the time, this was kind of like the hot thing to work on.
Well, it's more like a scaly
And then
game
we were
because
like,
they're
hold up, hold up.
dinosaurs.
Here's the hook.
Or a feathery
It's
game.
a dating sim with dinosaurs at the end.
To
of
be
the
fair.
world. As soon as you start talking,
A dating
about
sim with
movie,
dinosaurs
even
at the
though
end of the world.
Characters are unsure what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen.
And that was really important.
Listen,
to us
it's
because we wanted
someone's
to make
favorite
something
game.
That could tap
It
into
does
the
look like a
anxiety
Newgrounds
of our
project,
current
yeah.
times.
A little bit.
And Dinosaurs was a really great way to create that metaphor.
Little
instantly.
bit. Look, it's somebody's favorite game. Like, this will be someone's favorite game. It's not...
Making what we
I have no
actually
desire to
like.
play it.
We were like, what if it's an
But good for
anime
these
and
people.
we tell a story that isn't necessarily so focused on
Still better than
dating,
Gollum. Well,
but
that's almost
really
certainly
goes
true.
Deep into the emotional aspects of the end of the world.
So high school already feels like it's the end of the world to most people, so it wasn't really that hard to hone in on the teen angst. It's really the hope that's tricky to encapsulate.
High school to me is all about sweet, sweet balance of doom and hope.
Hope for the better future, hope for the dreams we chase and
Ain't
the
that the
ambitions we
truth?
strive for. Those are things that can feel impossible to cling to, especially with something that can't be stopped and feels inevitable, like a giant meteor.
Any
hitting you.
luck, the meteor will land on my
The
house.
continent reacted to the news of a
Okay.
previously unknown space object this morning.
So, how do you deal with that?
It starts off
That's pretty
very
funny.
joking. They're kind of making gallows
Just
humor
lighting
jokes.
them up.
In light of the whole space rock potential demise of
That's a
civilization
feels bad,
thing,
man.
my chosen theme feels off.
What's the theme?
Using this year to, make an impact?
Our characters all have different methods of coping. Some double down on their ambitions, determined to accomplish their dreams before it's too late.
Octodad 2,
Others
what is
slow
that
down
team
and
doing?
savor what time they have left, regardless.
I don't
of
even know what
the
that team
We can
is
still
doing.
win Battle of the Bands, asteroid or not.
The player character essentially ends up being the UI, and you end up playing as Fang's inner monologue.
Yeah, I watched the highlights of Critical Flame. Gollum.
I think this means she's rooting for us?
Oh,
Music
they're
is
the
really
ones that did
important
Bug
by
Snacks,
Walking
okay.
High, And I would actually say music is really important to our studio and all of our games. It's core to our DNA, and music is central to the identity
I
of
forgot
the people
that.
who make the game, and so it is central to the identity of the game itself and the characters within it.
Too into
There's
furry.
a performance in this game.
No shame, chat. If people are into this, that's great for them.
It is
But it's
essentially
not
the
for
same
me.
as having a scene of dialogue, but you're playing music.
Despite the accusations, chat, this is not a game for me.
We scaled our way out of this water well.
Shut up.
Fang is kind of gearing up for
Yeah.
their future as a musician, and then realizing that they may not have a future anymore.
Now, if
So
they were cat
those
people
two
at the end of the
things are
world
kind of
instead of
clashing
dinosaurs at the end of the
for
world.
the music they're creating and singing
Hey.
in the game.
I think every person hopes that they get to be near people they love and who understand them and that love them. Those are things people can grasp no matter how much time they have left.
I think that this game really encourages people to be brave, to do the brave thing, and love each other and be there for each
Yeah,
other.
I wasn't
Even
feeling
when it's
this when they
scary,
announced
you don't
it.
know what's gonna happen.
I wasn't feeling this when they announced it last year. I'm still not feeling it. But, okay. Next up. Next up. Focus. Okay. Focus has published some cool stuff already. One of the kind of upcoming
Bonjour, je
publishers.
suis Julien.
Bonjour, je suis Thomas.
Nous sommes les cofondateurs de Rundisk et nous sommes ici pour vous parler de Chants of Scénar.
This is aggressively French.
Avec Chant of Scénar, nous avons voulu proposer une aventure originale basée sur le mythe de Babel.
On a essayé de vous plonger dans la peau d'un voyageur qui débarquerait dans un pays complètement inconnu.
I mean, I guess, yeah, it's all indie games.
Tout au long de son ascension, le joueur va rencontrer 5 peuples
Ooh,
différents.
I like the
Chaque
helmet
peuple
designs
a ses
a
propres
lot.
coutumes, sa propre histoire et évidemment sa propre langue.
Comme chacun de ces peuples
I
parle
am
différentes,
digging the
c'est un siècle
outfits,
qui ne se
like,
comprennent plus.
The
Une partie
crazy
du jeu et de
helmets.
l'aventure va consister à comprendre les raisons de cette division et peut-être essayer de rétablir l'harmonie dans la tour.
I mean, guys, like, if you know anything about the Tribeca Film Festival, you shouldn't be surprised by the kind of games here. Because it's literally a spin-off of the Tribeca Film Festival.
C'est un mythe qui est très puissant, qui parle des
Tribeca is
hommes
known
qui
for
essaient
some
d'atteindre le
weird
ciel dans une
shit.
gigantesque tour. Et ça a des plus hauts dieux qui ont décidé de les frapper d'une malédiction en leur faisant tous parler une langue différente.
I really like
Ce qui est
the
important
lighting in this
d'original
game,
dans le
though.
jeu, c'est que les langues sont des puzzles en soi. Pour nous, un mot c'est pareil qu'un levier, une porte, une clé. On comprend des
Nah,
langues
surely
en
we
faisant
see it
des
at the Ubisoft
puzzles.
showcase
Résoudre des
next,
puzzles nous permet
surely.
de comprendre des langues.
When is that? I think it's next week.
Château Sonar est avant tout un jeu d'aventure. Au-delà de l'aspect
June
puzzle,
12th.
le joueur
Yeah, it's
devra
in 3
explorer
days.
l'environnement, interagir avec différents personnages et participer à des scènes d'action et d'infiltration.
I really like the
Cette
lighting,
idée
though.
de créer un
I
héros
really
qui
like the
serait,
lighting in the
plus un
shadows.
traducteur, un diplomate, un scientifique quelque part, et qui soit dans cette démarche de réconciliation. Le personnage lui-même n'est pas un personnage violent, c'est pas un personnage fort, c'est pas un guerrier. Il va s'en sortir, il va trouver les clés autrement que par la violence. C'est important pour nous de montrer ça, puisque quelque part, ce qu'on essaie de montrer dans le jeu, ce qu'on essaie en tout cas de dire dans le jeu, c'est que la violence n'est pas forcément le moyen de tout résoudre.
Oh, the cat purr.
Les inspirations artistiques du jeu, elles se trouvent principalement dans la bande dessinée européenne des années 70-80, puis plus tard, on a élargi les inspirations du jeu, on a convoqué le brutalisme, l'architecture mauresque, l'architecture indienne,
Yeah,
et
well,
c'est ce qui
when-
nous a permis de créer ce monde un peu pluriel.
When they showcase Beyond Good and Evil 2 and they're like, and you can make stuff in the game and help us make the game so that we have time to finish it. And it's like, wait a
Ce
minute.
contexte est voué à être dépassé,
This is
puisque les
not-
langues sont à la fois l'obstacle
What?
et la solution.
What?
On espère que
What?
vous aurez du plaisir à découvrir la tour,
Ubisoft
à résoudre ces mystères
crowdsourcing.
et à nous aider à réunifier ces peuples.
What?
Évidemment, nous avons
That was
pas
like
de droit
5 years ago. That's not a good sign. That's a cool game. Chance of... What was it called? Chance of Senkar? I like the lighting a lot. Thoughts on Unreal?
2.5D atmospheric
Unreal
adventure
5 is...
game where the ancient Arabian night sky loses its light.
Sorry. Unreal 5 is cool to me, because... Sorry, I'm gonna talk for a second. Unreal 5, I think what's really cool about Unreal 5 is all of the indie devs saying Unreal 5 gives them the ability to make games that they could never make before. Like, it's such a powerful tool for scaling, and for like how you can duplicate assets and like create so much terrain in such a short period of time. That like basically it could mean that we don't need AAA studios to make AAA scale games. So that's what's really exciting to me about Unreal 5. Is like literally a lot of people are saying it basically means that we won't need AAA studios with 200 devs to make a Call of Duty or a Battlefield. Like literally a 20-person team could do it for like $100,000 potentially. So that's what's really cool about Unreal 5. As far as like pushing the graphics and stuff, that matters less to me,
allow
but
them to make the game very cinematic.
the potential for indie teams to
This
scale
is a
up,
brand
I
new
think is really
experience for me,
cool.
building a team from the ground up. We found an amazing level designer in Nabil and a coder in Idris. And very recently, we found our technical artist in Zaki. And those
Chance
three
of
are the
Sonar.
powerhouse of the studio.
That was the name of that game.
And I think it's really genuinely amazing that we found those guys who were willing to work with us in Doha. I was very unsure about the amount of talent for making
This is
these
a
games
stargazing game
and I think we got super lucky
in the Arabian
finding the
desert,
team
I
that we
think.
did.
For me, it all starts with a story and pictures that triggers my imagination. It triggered immediately some music in my mind. Beautiful Middle Eastern melodies to take them in, the makams, to combine them with harmonies.
Whenever a game
Western
idea starts
influences
from
as well,
music,
that it comes together
that's a good
as
sign,
blend.
right?
In my mind, designing sound is a bit like playing with clay, like trying to model this clay, this sound, manipulate, edit, cut. For example, the hook shot is mostly made by a tree branch.
Got ourselves a grapple
the
hook,
footstep
chat.
of a scorpion walking, which is a mix of knife.
Oh,
stone.
the like
The
neon.
voice of the scorpion is my voice, actually. And then overly processed.
The neon style of the characters is really slick.
We're trying really hard to make the game
Like
feel
anything
magical,
alive glows like it's
particularly the
stars.
parts where the player is trying to figure out the puzzles.
Being in a country
That's really
like the
cool.
Philippines where my hometown had about zero pollution, so looking at the stars was one of my hobbies, which is why Nightscape appealed to me a lot.
There's about 65 million people in the MENA region who play games, and there's a very, very sparse amount of content being developed from within. We want to push that boundary, and we want to create fun and meaningful games with the Middle East in mind, utilizing its culture and rich traditions and history to really inspire
Small
ideas
indie
for
companies
games
like
going
Blizzard.
forward. And ultimately build
Yeah.
a bridge towards
Dude,
understanding the
Nightscape.
Middle East better.
Real talk though, Nightscape looks really slick. I really like the like anything alive is like glowing like stars. That actually looks really nice. Stray Gods.
Everything I set upon unravels at my feet. Everything I've learned wasted on a girl who doesn't know how to be free.
I don't remember this.
The games industry is always absolutely
Nightscope.
convinced that we can only be this and this only
Nightscope
until
being the
someone comes
stars, like-
along and proves them wrong.
Stray Gods is a role-playing musical where you control the song. You
Oh,
play as Grace,
you're
a
right.
college dropout who's not quite sure what to do with her life.
A woman living in the modern world who encounters the last of the Greek muses,
Calliope?
who dies in her arms, passes on her powers.
Oh, that's a really cool concept.
Grace discovers that the Greek gods are alive and well and hidden in the modern world.
We think that Stray Gods kind of appeals beyond just fans of video.
Wait, that's
games.
cool.
It's a really unique story and a unique experience.
There are so many
Interactive musical, Greek mythology?
that you can attach to any one
I'm
of
in.
them and have an incredible experience.
Stray Gods is what we call.
I don't remember this at all, but apparently you do next. That's a really cool idea though.
You have 1 week to prove it.
I'm into Greek mythology a fair amount.
This is a game with branching musical numbers where the key decisions in the story are made in musical numbers. That
Oh, that's
change
really
depending
cool.
on your choices.
As a musical nerd? Yeah. Yeah.
People have never seen before. Boarding multiple branching paths that should link up to each other. There's a lot of considerations to factor in. It's very complicated, but it feels very worth it.
A role-playing musical.
We got to work with some of the best, the most talented voice actors in the world, the most talented people on Broadway. Like, what more could you ask for, really?
Being able to work with some champions.
That lady
like
voiced
Austin
Farrah.
Wintory, David Gator, Tribeca has been nuts.
At the end of the day, it came down to our composer, Austin. He works some kind of dark magic, and you get it all back, and you're like, don't know how you transformed that take.
Oh, was it not called Stray Gods before? Interesting.
We have such incredibly complex, thoughtful characters
Dude,
in this game.
even if it
Every
wasn't
single character in
interactive,
the game
I
has
would just
potential
watch
to be a
this, so
favorite.
My
yeah, I'm
favorite
in.
character is Eros.
I really love
I'm in.
Aphrodite. I think she is beautiful.
Oh no, that's too hard of a question.
My favorite character is, I think, Orpheus.
My king, Orpheus. He's my favorite. It used to be Hermes, but Orpheus, emo king, love.
Look at me. Who do you think I am? I'm saying Medusa. I am the #1 Medusa fan in the office.
I love Medusa and I love Persephone and I adore Freddie, but my favorite.
I reckon my favorite character is Freddy.
I'm really gonna go against the grain here. My favorite character is
Like-
Freddy.
Everybody's gonna say Freddy, so I thought I'd say someone else.
I like how it's all
But my
Greek names
favorite-
and then just Freddy.
Yeah, I'll say Freddie, but Medusa and
Freddie.
Calliope. And Persephone. Like, it's really hard. Sorry.
There is a level of belief in the studio in the themes in this game and the stories that it's trying to tell and the people it's trying to involve and the people it's trying to talk to that I haven't seen on a lot of the games that I've worked
I like how he labeled the environment he's designing. Just
Superstar
dive
people.
bar and
It
all
is a
caps.
Voltron of game development.
Dive
Early
bar.
on, Liam made a conscious effort to make sure that everyone that we hired culturally fit, but also had a conscious effort to make sure that we weren't hiring the same kind of people.
Every single person who came onto this project brought something wholly and uniquely.
Ooh,
theirs.
the UI
It's one
though.
thing to be able to hire to have diverse voices. It's also another thing to make sure that those voices are heard. It's just important for us that everyone, one, feels safe enough to share their opinion, and two, diverse enough that many opinions are shared from all sorts of walks of life.
At the end of the day, gaming is about joy.
This studio is
And I
100%
really like
theater kids, by the way.
being reminded that making games can also be about.
This studio is 100% theater kids, and I'm very here for it.
Very soon, the idols will be no more.
Yeah, it's called Stray Gods. Yeah, they mentioned Troy Baker. They have a lot of names for this. Oh, right. Telltale Expanse.
The Expanse is an exceptional intellectual property in that it's huge and that the characters are the forefront of what they are focusing on.
What is so compelling about it is that it works.
Confession chat? I'm a sci-fi guy. I still haven't watched The Expanse.
And I think what was so special about the television show was
Yeah,
that it was
I watched
not
like
just
the
kind of a
first
window.
like 5 episodes of the first season, and then I just never finished the first season. I'm sorry. I know, I'm a sci-fi dude. It should be like top of my watch list. It just, it fell through. I made it to
When you're
episode 4.
adapting a television property into a
I
video
should
game,
go back to it
you
because
have to think about
all
what
my
the fan
friends who are
is
sci-fi
expecting
people are like,
when
watch
they're
the
going into it.
Expanse, watch the
This
Expanse,
takes
watch the
place
Expanse, watch
years
the Expanse.
before the first season. We're getting to see the world through Kamina Drummer's eyes. She is a belter, somebody who's out in deep space and has grown up there.
I
has
will
never
check.
set foot on a planet. So her perspective.
That's what I should have done when I had strep and couldn't make videos. I mean, I have strep now, but when I wasn't making
All the
videos.
resources on them and giving nothing to the belt. I hoped to portray her, especially at the beginning of.
Maybe I made it through 3 episodes then.
A little
4.
bit more vulnerable and open, and to see the events.
Usually I give a show 3. If I'm not hooked by 3, I'm out.
Bossing everyone around, only this time no dolls to keep you on the leash, yeah?
Damn.
A really
He got
awesome
punched.
character like Drummer deserves to have really interesting situations to be put in that fans have come to expect from the show, and now it's like they're getting to play
Head's
an
gone.
episode of The Expanse, but in video game form. We can do things like put zero G in the game, but we have to think about it from what's a good interaction medium, and changing that from what you may have seen in the show slightly to make sure that it's something that you can grok immediately and that feels good on the sticks, but that is also
That's Telltale in a
see in the
nutshell,
show.
Jeff. It's like
Those characters
That-
have
yeah.
really complex issues that they're facing
That's
regularly.
just the
And in narrative
Telltale
games, we want to give players
experience.
these gray
Like,
areas to really think,
murder
is
the
this the answer I
Joker,
wanted?
save the
Choose
Joker.
whoever
Like,
chooses this answer, and that they
make
both
your
have
choice,
upsides
and time
downsides.
freezes.
And so the Expanse is perfect for that.
Drummer, his suit is punctured and losing pressure. You need to release the vault.
Although, didn't Telltale like fall to pieces and were like crunching their employees to death, and then I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know. That's the thing. I don't know how I feel about any Telltale thing now. Because they like declared bankruptcy, they crunched
really
like
interesting
500 people to death.
to come at the same character in a completely different medium.
Deck Nine is a video game studio. We
Now
are
they're
known for
just
our
here,
narrative,
I guess,
our
again.
characters, and our motion capture technology.
It's a
Weird.
completely blank white room. You've got some tape on the floor, maybe a few wire to show where a door frame might be or something like that.
His
but otherwise
face.
It's pure
Ah.
imagination.
I assume you didn't come here to talk about crystals.
We have a new target.
What is it this time, El Dorado? The Fountain of Youth? Let me guess. The Falcon Horde of Venus?
The UNN Urshanabi. Cap believes there's something valuable on board.
And it seems like they
Something
didn't
that we
change
are
their
really
engine,
excited
which is
for
kind of a
people to
struggle.
Experience
but-
in the Expanse of Telltale series is the emotional performance that we're getting from our actors that comes through with our technology. And
I
from
mean,
our
they're about the
animators that
characters in the
really
story
bring out
anyway.
the personality in these characters.
It would be nice
I
if
work for you,
they had an engine
but
that
you
didn't
don't
suck.
own me.
Believe me, I'm well aware.
Just want to make sure you're not having second thoughts about our deal.
Oh, come on. We're equal partners. We pay the crew, the costs, and the overhead.
The rest is 50-50.
Voice acting on a Skype call's gotta
And
be,
that's the
or
joy
Zoom
and the
call's
beauty of
gotta
a
be
job
so
like
weird,
this is
man.
that I get to play.
We're hoping that you
It said
form these bonds
Skype.
with these characters
It's 15
and that
years
they
ago.
are something that you carry with you after you're done playing the game and you're thinking about it later. That to me is always a testament of good storytelling is, am I thinking about it long after I experienced the game itself?
I'll have to watch The Expanse, chat. Watch it. I mean, I don't use it, to be fair, but it is funny that that's where my brain went.
I am Julian Cordero, and I'm the lead developer.
Is
and
this the
programmer
all-pink
of
soccer
Despelote.
game? Yeah, it is.
Despelote is a game about soccer. and
Apologies
it's a
to-
slice
see,
of
he
life
said
adventure
soccer.
game Set in 2001, when
That
Ecuador
probably
was
pains
really
him
close
greatly to say that word.
Qualifying to the World Cup for the first time. Everybody was incredibly excited about.
Stray
this moment,
Gods
and you
is
see
interesting.
it
Nightscape
through
looked
the
really
eyes of an
pretty.
8-year-old
Those are the
kid
highlights to me.
Kicking a ball around with your friends.
And then I just made a note called "Watch the Expanse," which is not really game related, but I put it in all
growing up,
caps. Maybe I'll do it.
Played a lot of soccer. In Ecuador, the culture of soccer is very big, and if you're a boy and you're not playing soccer, it's like hard to make friends. A lot of like my best friends I made were through playing soccer. But then when I moved to the US, I wasn't really watching or playing soccer for a few years. That sort of made me
Because it
like,
doesn't
take a step
exist
back
here.
from it. I sort of like realized this and I was like, oh, like this had such a big role in my life. I wanted to make this game to sort of like figure out what it was. that
It's
was
like a
really
weird
interesting
niche
about
sport
soccer
here.
growing up. When I started making the game, the first thing I focused on was this like relationship with the ball and like making the ball like this physical object that you're kicking around. More than like creating like a soccer match, I knew that I wanted to just like your relationship with the ball and like how that sort of then relates to your environment. Immediately was thinking, okay, what should it look like? And there was this artist and musician, Sebastian. I really liked his work.
My name is Sebastián Balbuena, and I am in charge of the art in Despelote. That includes 2D.
I assume, is
animation,
that like
3D
Miami,
modeling,
Florida?
and
Like
also
he's
the
playing
music.
on an American
This
team?
is actually the first video game I have ever worked.
That's kind of
on.
weird, man.
I knew the game was going to be in 3D because I wanted the game to be like feel very physical and this like the physical connection with the ball.
We
That's
wanted to
weird.
find a graphic style that could communicate emotions, and we found that the 2D hand-drawn animation was the
Yeah,
best
just-
way to do that.
Just here for the money.
We developed like the art style sort of around like his previous work and his style. Sort of feels very nostalgic to us.
Yeah, when you go to America, that's the end,
very
like-
grainy aesthetic. That was just very important to have that dynamic. The background being so noisy, the characters being so like hand drawn and like so clean. As soon as like I was like, okay, well, what's the setting for this game? Like the only really idea I had was like where I have played soccer in my life, which is in Quito. That's where the game sort of had to be set. It became really important for us to like capture Quito in a way that was like very true to us. So we're using a lot of pictures, and the buildings are all real buildings.
Some of the voices are from people that we knew. We wanted to have the same feeling that you get when you listen to people's conversation in the street. So that's why we went with the improvisation for the dialogue.
It's all improvised, really. We like approached a lot of friends and family in Ecuador. The parents are played by my own parents, so there's an interesting dynamic happening there as you run around as a kid.
Maybe, but it sounds like
The theme
he
you said is
he's just
2001,
American
Ecuador is just
pilled.
coming out of this big economic crisis.
He said he lived
And
in
there's
Ecuador
this idea
and then
of
moved
we
to
can
America
qualify
when
for
he
the
was
World
still a
Cup.
kid,
It's,
and
like,
then
really exciting.
so he's
Like,
probably
great
been
because
soccer
I think it's
pilled.
bringing in a lot of this like sort of communal understanding of the moment. So my parents aren't really big soccer people, but the excitement.
But that's
of
interesting that when
qualifying
you're
for the World Cup
thinking
was
in
so big that, you know,
English,
they were
your
really
brain
excited
goes to
about it.
soccer.
Oiga, ya está jugando el
Chris.
Ecuador, vamos a ver.
todo el mundo está hablando de que este sí hay chance.
Capturing this moment in time was important because I think for my generation, the first time we qualified to the World Cup, it sort of meant like, oh, Ecuador is a tiny little country, but all of a sudden we were like in the world stage and we were like playing against Italy and like we were like in the big newspapers, and that felt like a really big thing. Pelota in Spanish means ball, and despelote is sort of a saying that people have. Is like, esto está hecho un despelote, is like, this is a mess. So it's sort of like a play on words, like ball and like mess. We're growing up with this idea of si se puede, which is what the people chant to the soccer team. Which means
The problem with this video game chat is that it's too close to a real sport, and therefore I'm not interested.
Like, that's not something my parents were able to like grow up with. People like grasp onto it so much, and I think it like really gave a lot of people so much hope. And I think for me, like that being like one of my earliest memories, it sort of made me.
Can you
grow
get
up
your
thinking,
meat
like,
sports
oh, yeah,
away
like,
from my video game,
yes,
please?
We can. I hope that people really enjoy just running around in Quito. I think we've built it in a way that is based on a lot of our memories. Instead of like trying to recreate it directly one-to-one, it's more of like a fuzzy memory. And I hope that feels very like transportive for people, and they can experience what this moment in time in Ecuador was, and how I felt through that time.
Excuse me. Oh, is that it? Okay. That's short. I swear this was like over an hour last year. But that's really short. That's like 30-something minutes only. Huh. Okay. Tribeca's done, chat. Yeah, someone in chat. My same thoughts. Okay. I have to watch The Expanse and get banned. Okay. Well, we're done, I guess. Great to catch up, like. Highlights, chat. See if IGN has other stuff going on. Nope. Not a lot of highlights for me. Not a lot of highlights for me. Stray Gods, Nightscape, those are the two. Nightscape looks really pretty. Stray Gods, interactive musical Greek gods, I'm in. I'm in. Made by a bunch of theater clowns, I'm in. I'm in. All the way in. All the way in. So. Xbox plays Diablo 4. Guys, surely the Activision Blizzard isn't owned by Microsoft, guys. Surely. Okay. Well, I guess we just go straight into ketchup, right? That was short. I kind of expected that to be a long thing, like at least an hour. But okay, we're done. Into ketchup we go, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Make sure Discord. Oh. Okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, I really didn't expect it to be so short, guys. But okay. We have, so tomorrow, here's the deal. I am going to stream E3 stuff tomorrow, but I am also playing the Pokemon Go Community Day. So, when is the Community Day exactly? And we may have to do stuff like after. We are doing catch-up stuff right now, but just for the people that are here for the game stuff. Which, I don't know if that's any of you that are only here for the game stuff. But... It is at... Oh, it's at 2? Okay. So... We might be done by then. So we probably will do the Wholesome Direct, and then I guess we might do the future game show and just hope it doesn't go too long. So... But yeah, we're gonna finish up that catch-up playlist that I started, chat. I might add a few things. I'm not necessarily gonna put all of these, Vinko. I'm gonna do. I'll add the Rocking Doll one. Hold on. I'll add the Rocking Doll one. I didn't know there was a live clip for it. I saw that the song came out. So we'll add this. And yeah, you guys can kind of let me know. Yeah, so we're doing catch up Pog. So we're doing Wholesome Games, we're doing at 9 a.m. tomorrow, chat. 9 a.m. PST, so 3 hours before this stream started. So yeah, we might actually be able to get to all this stuff tomorrow. It's possible I have to leave Future Game Showcase early, but we'll see. Yeah, the Deep I've been meaning to check out, so we probably will add her as well. And then we'll add the Dia Wings one as well. So. Oh, and then there's a couple more things that I wanted to add. But yeah, if you're just here for the game stuff, 9 a.m. tomorrow, Wholesome Games, whatever it's called, we'll do that. And the Deep. Oh, it's just gonna be the movie, I'm a moron. Columbus. And we'll add Sense Cat. Because I've been meaning to check her out. Because I actually follow her on Twitter because I saw a new promoter talking about her and then a bunch of people and then... So I've been curious. Yeah, 9 a.m. PST, you guys. We'll do Wholesome Games. So. Okay. Yeah, I am going to run to the bathroom, chat, and then we will do K-pop. Woo! The thing you guys are here for. Woo! Woo! Thing people follow me for. Okay, I'm gonna take a brief break. I'll be right back, chat, and then actual K-pop when we get back. Woo! Yeah, woo!
아침만 되면 자꾸 네가 생각나 어린아이처럼 너만 바라보게 돼 눈빛만 보면 우린 알 수가 있어 너를 느끼고 싶어